Like several of the others, it's written up as a one-frame exhibit with the introduction, the plan, the main references. I already said in my introduction the fact they didn't last very long because the US Post Office didn't like these. But the way that I've actually organised this is a section planning to write, reasons why no one's written home, just as a little introduction there. Just a line, a fairly typical Edwardian piece of humour. I'll write when I get time, another one. And then on to the humorous cards. Most of these are Canadian ones. These were supposed to be sent at letter rate, and there's one sent one at postcard rate and has been taxed. You don't very often find these with tax stamps. The tax stamps didn't stay on them very long, or at least were removed by unscrupulous people. A grand sight for a sale with some ladies' legs and holding my own underneath the umbrella. You get quite a lot of these with chickens and other animals. They were made of deer hide and they were produced by a sort of heat process, and they had to be done individually, so I would imagine these were done in fairly small numbers. I don't think anybody has come up with any actual numbers for how many were produced. That's the Toronto ones. Quite a pretty one there. Greetings from Toronto, and the City Hall at the bottom. More from Toronto. Motor cars, of course, were a novelty in themselves at the time, so puns around the word auto are fairly common. And of course there's always the demon drink. Quite an unusual one at the bottom there, which from Moose Jaw with good luck. And one of the most attractive ones that I have with the Native American Indian there. Most of these nobody knows who made them, but there is one there which has a copyright by a particular company. You don't find those very often. They're usually ones that were produced rather nicely. But there we are, a nice four-leaf, you are my four-leaf clover. Don't be a sucker all your life. We're back on to the United States now. Perhaps not what we would call humour, I suppose. More demon drink at the bottom. And another motor car. No doubt a Ford. W.S. Heel was a company that produced these in the United States. And another W.S. Heel, and you can see a much better produced card, this one, right at the bottom. And then other manufacturers, named manufacturers. Some of these are quite complicated to do. And the post office, there are all sorts of ways of trying to get these to go through the postal machinery. There you actually have a card glued to one side of a leather card to stiffen it for it to go through. It's still got text. And then a musical line right at the bottom. Go quite nicely in a music open philately exhibit, that one. So we come back, have a look at the whole frame. We're up to 5 minutes 20. Perhaps not the most attractive things, but they are unusual, and they go quite nicely as a little part of my humorous postcards. There we go. And number 12 will be something very different again.